to code was cleansing. In this video, I'll be building a simple blog with Django. Here's how the blog looks like. Here's the blog index view. You can see here we have 3 blog posts on this blog. We have one for full stack web development, we have another one for back-end web development, and we have another blog post on front-end web development. We have 3 blog posts on the index view. So we can also go further and read more on front-end web development by clicking on the read more button. You can click on it. Let's click on it. So it's loading here. You see now we are into front-end web development. So we can read more. You can read more on it, and after that, you can drop a comment on this particular blog post. Now I can say, for example, I can just say Clinton. I can say, I found this article to be interesting. I found this article to be interesting. So you can click on submit. Scroll down, you can see the comment has been added. It says Clinton, this is the commenter, and my comment says I found this article to be interesting. This is, so I'm going to show you how to build the simple Django blog like this one. So without further ado, we are getting started right now. So I advise you to say subscribe to my channel. Stay subscribed if you're already subscribed, and if you've not subscribed to Code with Cleansing, please subscribe to Code with Cleansing, as I'll keep on uploading regular Django videos and JavaScript videos, and mostly on web. I'll keep on uploading videos on web development on this channel. So do want to subscribe to Code with Cleansing. Thank you. We are getting started right now. Okay, now you need to get started right now. You need to have Python installed on your computer. If you don't have Python on your computer, you go to python.org and download Python. There's a guideline on how to install Python on your computer. Understand? So now open your command prompt. So right click on this, on the window icon, and look for command prompt and click on command prompt. My command prompt is open now. You understand? So now I'm going to make a directory called blog details. I'm going to make a directory. I'm going to put a directory called blog. I can put anything. I'm going to say make there. Let me just call it blog. Let me call it blog. Let me say blog container. So click enter. So I'm going to go into this directory. Oh, sorry, I made a mistake. First of all, I need to go into my desktop. My desktop first. Go into desktops. I want to go into desktop. Okay, I'm inside desktop now. So I need to create a container called blog container inside my desktop. Let's say make the blog container. So enter, cd into the blog container, go inside the blog container. So I'm inside. I can see I'm inside my on the desktop. There's a folder called blog container. Let me show you now. So you can see the blog container is already on my desktop here, the blog container folder. So let's continue. So inside this blog container, what am I going to do? I'm going to say Django. Okay, I have Django installed on my computer. So you can install Django by saying pip install Django. But I already have Django installed, so you can, if you don't have Django on your computer, you can just say pip install Django. You understand? So I have Django already installed. So after you've done this, after you go into your desktop, you create a folder called blog container, and you move into that folder saying cd, the name of your folder. After you've done that, you can install Django inside the folder. You understand? But since I already have Django installed, I could just say Django admin. I want to start a Django project. I'm going to say Django admin, start projects blog. This is my Django project. So click enter. So it's coming up. It's going to take some time to load. You understand? So so I said Django admin start project blog. I'm going to cd inside the blog. I'm going to say cd inside the blog. So let me show what I'm talking about. So inside this blog container, there's a folder called blog. So let's show you. Let me show you now. So here's the blog container. So double click on it. Here's the blog folder. Through this command I wrote, I said Django admin start project, and you can see I did this inside the blog container. So I'm going to cd inside this blog. I'm going to go into the blog. So after I've gone into the blog, click enter. I'm going to say Python manage the spy run server. And note, you could call note, you could call this name, you could call them any name you want. Instead, you could call the names. This blog I gave it blog here. You could call the folder any name you want. Now, so our server is running at this particular request. Is where our server is running at this particular URL. So copy this URL. I'm gonna copy out the URL. Copy. Just copy it and go paste it on your browser. Control V and send. So it's loading. Okay, yeah. Now we just created a Django project successfully. We have created a Django project successfully now. So we need to go into this project now and start building and start building the Django blog. Understand? So we're going to start right now to build this Django blog. Now we're going to start right now. I have VS Code already opened now, so I'm going to open the project folder with my VS Code. So I'm going to go here, go over to my file. I'm going to say open folder. The folder is on the desktop. So go to desktop, click on desktop. It should be in desktop. So this is my desktop now. As I said, inside the desktop, I created a folder called blog container. So open this blog container. So I'm going to open this folder. This is a Django project. I'm going to open this folder called blog. This is a Django project. So select folder. So I'm going to open right now. It's loading. It's going to take some time. So now it is opened now. So here's our Django. Here's the Django project. This blog folder is the Django project now. Inside the Django project, we have some files, settings.py, the index.py. We have some URLs.py. So I'm gonna go through them during the course of the tutorial. You understand? So now I want to create an app. I'm gonna create an app for this blog. I'm gonna create a blog. I'm gonna create an app. Understand? So let's create this app. So we're gonna open a terminal, new terminal. I'm gonna call this open this terminal. This terminal is up here. Okay, we're gonna say Python manage.py. This manage.py is super important. It's super important. I'm gonna say manage.py start app. I'm gonna call this directory blog app. So click enter. So now the app has been created. The blog app has been created. So inside the blog app, we have the migrations. We have the index.py, we have the admin, the apps, models. So now we just created a simple blog app. Now, so we need to go and register this blog app in our settings.py. So go down to your project folder, which is the blog. Go down to the project folder. So look for the settings.py. Open settings.py. So here's our settings.py. So I'm gonna minimize this. So yeah, these settings.py, right? So we're gonna look for installed apps. So here's the installed apps. So we're gonna install our Django. We're gonna install this blog app. We're gonna register it over here. So Django knows about our app now. So we're gonna call this blog app has been installed. This particular app is now registered in Django. Just gonna go Ctrl X now. So save it. So close this now. So go to the blog app. We're gonna create a view. We're going to create a view. So go to the blog app and look for views.py. So here's views.py. Open it. Yeah, we're going to call a function. Let's just say def. Let's say def. We're going to say index. We're going to create a parameter and argument request. We're going to say return render. Return render. We're going to return the same request. We're going to say request. We're going to say index.html. So we're going to return this HTML file. We're going to say index.html. Now we're going to just give it a dictionary. So this dictionary is going to hold our context. It's going to hold the objects we're going to pass to the HTML file. This dictionary here is going to hold up the context we're going to pass into the HTML on the browser. Understand now? So now, as I said earlier, we don't have this HTML file. We don't have this HTML. We don't have it here. So we need to go and create this HTML file. So we're gonna go into the blog app and create the folder inside that blog app. So this folder is gonna be called templates. Let's call the folder templates. So inside this template, we're gonna create a file called index.html. We're gonna say index.html. Enter. Okay, now we've done the here's the index.html file inside the template. and this template is inside the blog is inside the is inside the app called blog app. You understand? This blog app. So inside this, I'm gonna just put simple hello world. Hello. I'm gonna say hello world to save. So now we've so now we have our HTML. We have the HTML created already. So now before we do anything, now we need to go and we need to like map this view to a URL. We need to map the view to a URL. Our blog app did not come with a URLs file, so we need to create this URLs file by ourselves. You understand? So come over here to the blog app and click create. We're gonna create a file called URLs.py. So now inside this URLs.py file, so there's the file now. So we're gonna like map the view to this URL. So we need to do some importing. We need to import some modules, right? I'm gonna say from Django.urls import path. So we also need to import this view module into the URL. So we're gonna say from dot. This dot refers to this blog app. This dot refers that you can see this URL and the view, they are both in the same folder called blog app. You understand? They are both in the same folder, in the same directory, blog app, right? This dot refers to the blog app. It means that you can see the URL is in the blog app, while the views I want to also import is also in the blog app, right? So this dot refers to the blog app. It means that they are both from the same folder. You understand? I'm gonna say from dot, I'm gonna say import views. Or you could say from blog app import views. You understand? So after I've done that, now I'm gonna create a variable called URL patterns. I'm gonna say URL patterns equals to this. It's gonna be a list of URLs. So I'm gonna say paths. I'm gonna say paths. Gonna be empty for now. I'm gonna say views.home. Views.home. This function, you see, we imported this. So views.index. So we imported this function to our URLs. I'm gonna say views.index. So after I've done that, now we're gonna now say name. This name helps for dynamic. Don't worry, in index I'll show what it is. I'll show what it's used for in the future. So after I've done that now, so we've done this already. So what next now do we need to do? We need to go now and register our URLs.py in the project's URLs. We need to go and register this URLs.py in the project URLs. So let's go over there. So here's the project. So close this. So our project is blog. So we're gonna open the blog URLs. So open it. So here's our project URLs, our project URL file. So we need to register the app URL in this project URL. So I'm gonna say create another path. I'm gonna say paths. I'm gonna call this path blog slash. After I've done that, I'm gonna say include. So I want to include. I'm gonna say include blog app dot URLs. So yeah, I'm gonna also import this include. I'm gonna import it. So after that, just save your work. So before we can get to this blog app URLs, we need to prefix. We need to prefix this URL. We need to prefix our URL here with the blog. From here you can see. From here you see it has this blog here. So come down to this the blog app URL. So you need to prefix it to the blog. You understand? So let's do that right now. So come down to the browser and say slash blog. Enter. You can see now you have hello world from our HTML, from our index HTML template. You understand now? So what we need to do now? Now we need to create a normal blog application. Now we're going to populate this in our browser with a blog template and not this hello world. Now, so I'm going to replace this hello world with a fully functional blog template. So we're going to start with that right now. Templates for our blog. Before I make a beautiful template for the blog, we need to go and create up the items we want to put on the blog. We need to make up the items. We need to go and create these items we want to post on this blog template. So Whereby after we go, so we need to go to the models of Spotify and create these items we need to put on the blog template. You understand? So we need to close some files. We don't need them for now. So close that. So close the settings of file. So from the blog app, we have a file called models of spy. So open the models of spy file. So yeah, we're gonna create the items we want to put in this blog template on the browser. We want to create the items now. So what I'm gonna do. So this models of spy helps to relate. It connects us to our database. The models of spy, it connects us to the database. You understand? So let's create these items we want to put on the blog template for the browser. Understand? So let's say class. I'm gonna say class post. We're gonna call this object post. And you see, and we are gonna be inheriting from models.model. I'm gonna say models.model. So we are subclassing from model.model. Understand? So models.model, right? Models.model. Okay. So for example, our blog post from the one I showed you earlier, our blog post has the image, it has the title, it has the body, it also has a slug field. It also has a slug. This is a slug here. This full stack web development is a slug. It all does it have again? It also have the time the blog was created. It also has the person that created this blog, the writer of the blog. So let's go down to our file now and create these fields, these attributes for the blog post now. So I'm gonna say image. These are blog image. I'm gonna say image should be equal to models dot image field. Image field. So our image field pick up a parameter called upload to. So we're gonna upload. So we're gonna say upload to should be equal to img. Okay, that's nice. So after I've done that, now we need to also create our title attribute. Gonna call it title. Gonna say models.char field. Models.char field. I'm going to give it a max length of 100. Let's say 200 equal to 200. So after that, we need to also create our body. The body going to say body is going to be models dot text field. So after I've done that now, so also need to create our slug. The slug. We're going to say slug should be equal to models dot slug field. Also need to create the author. I'm going to say author going to be equal to. For now, we're going to import this. So this author, let me change to writer, the blog writer, right? I'm going to call it writer. Writer is more understandable. So we're going to import something. We're going to import user. We're going to import Django default user. I'm going to say from Django dot contrib dot auth dot models import user. So now we imported the user. So we're going to say, for example, a user can have several blog. A writer can write several blog posts. Understand? For example, a writer can have 3 blog posts on a particular blog index page. You understand? So we want to connect this, want to link this post to user. For example, a user can have several blog posts. So we're going to use the foreign key, whereby the foreign key is a many-to-one relationship, whereby the one is the user, whereby a particular user can have many, a particular writer can write plenty blog posts, many blog posts. So we're going to say writer going to be models dot foreign key. I'm going to say user. I'm going to say models. I'm going to say on delete. Going to be equal to models of cascade. What does this mean? It means that whenever we delete a particular writer from our database, all the blog posts for that writer is going to also be deleted. Whenever we delete a particular writer from our database, all the blog posts for that writer are going to also be deleted. So after I've done that, we're going to say related name. I'm going to say related name should be equal to comments. Now what this means is that whenever we want to say, for For example, whenever I want to say, for example, we can say post dot writer. Now we can also say we can also say, okay, no, we don't need this for now. We can this related name should be removed for now. It's not going to be needed here. There's a mistake. I made a mistake. Sorry, it shouldn't be used here. Okay, what does cascade? So after that, we're going to create the time the blog was created. We're going to say, going to call this attributes created on. Let's say created on. Going to be models dot datetime field. Datetime field. We're going to say auto add. Auto now should be equal to true. What this does that whenever, so this is going to help us to like add, how will I say this, like going to help us to add the time the blog was created automatically. So just help us add the time the blog was created. Python managers by make migrations. I want to migrate my items down to the database. I just changed the name from post to blog post. That's what I did. I just changed the name. I have my reasons. So now I just run a command called Python managers by make migration. So let's do that right now. Come down here and run the command Python manage. That's by make migrations. So quick enter. So okay, so you can say create model blog post. So you need to migrate to the database, migrate. You can say Python manage that's by migrate. Now I'm gonna run migrate, manage that's by migrate. So enter. Okay, it's migrating. So after that, now let's go. So before we move further, we need to go and register this blog post in our admin. So we need to register the blog post over here in the admin. So we're gonna import the blog. We're gonna say from dot models import blog post. So this dot refers to that. This dot refers to the folder. It refers to blog app. I use dot. You can use dot for short form because the admin and the models of spy are both from the same. They are from the same directory. You understand? So after that, I need to register the blog post. I'm gonna say admin.site.register. I need to register the blog post.site.register. The site.register. So I'm gonna say blog post. If you're welcome, come down to the browser. It's 127. We're gonna say admin. So click on admin. So you can see our blog post. So you can add blogs. So you can see the blog post over here. So you can let's say add blog post. Simple. Now we can add blog post. Now you can see we have a beautiful admin panel where you can add our blog post. Now so you can see the image. So I can browse through my computer and pick up an image for this blog application. So I need to pick before I proceed. I need to set up something in my admin. You know why? Because while I'm typing the title, I want it to also preview for the slug. While I'm putting in the title of my blog, I need to also make sure it is being previewed there in the slug. So come down to the admin.spy. Admin.spy. Okay, here we're gonna say class. Okay, that should be here. I'm gonna say class. I'm gonna say blog post admin, blog posts admin. I'm gonna say admin. We're gonna inherit from admin dot model admin. So after that, we're gonna say list display. No, sorry, I didn't put them. We're gonna say pre-populated fields should be equal to. I'm gonna say slug. I'm gonna say slug. After that, I'm gonna say title. Okay, so save. So come down here. So let's see if it works. Okay, refresh the page. So I want to make sure whenever I'm adding my title, okay, the server is down. be. The server is down now, so let's go run Python manage a Spyron server. Manage a spy run server. So after I've done that now, as you can see so I've done the pre-populated field. This S means when, so whenever I'm type, okay, let's refresh the page. So it means that whenever I'm putting in my title, click on add my title, it's going to pre-populate also in the slug. That's what the pre-populated field does. So I need to also register this class. I'm going to also register, I'm going to copy it, Ctrl C, and also register it. I'm going to say Ctrl V, so save. So come down to the browser and refresh. Let's open our browser. Okay, let's see if it works. Okay, you can see now whatever I type is also filled in the slug in my title. Okay, that's working. Perfect. So now I need to go down there and pick up an image for this particular blog post I want to create. So I'm gonna browse through my computer and pick up. So you'll go to my downloads. Downloads. Go to downloads. So I have some images in my downloads. Oh, sorry, it's not in my, it's in my documents for in the documents. So I have some images. Let me just pick up this one. So open. You can see the image has been added f1.jpg. So I'm gonna put in the title. I'm gonna say front end web development. Front end web development. I'm gonna put in the body. So the body, I have the body copied somewhere. So front end web development, I'm gonna copy in these texts and put in as the body of the blog. Copy, come down to the browser. I'm gonna paste it here. So it's here. So after that, you can see the slug. As I put in my front end development, it refills in the slug. Wherever there's a space, it puts in the hyphen. Whenever there's a space. So the writer, I'm gonna create a writer for this. I'm gonna say Mike. After I'm gonna give Mike a password. 12345 MIK. 12345 MIK. To save. Okay, that's done. After that, now we can save. So save. So now we've placed our first blog post. We've done that. Thank God we've done that now. So you can see here it says, I don't like what you show me here, saying blog post objects one. I want it to be something that is more readable. So I'm gonna come down to my models.py. I'm gonna create a method. So I'm gonna say def, I'm gonna say this function, the function I'm gonna call this xtout. So I'm gonna say give it an argument called self. I'm gonna say return self dot title. So save return self dot title. So let's see if it works. So save your work. Okay, perfect. Now it shows me front end web development. This is the title of the blog post. So we need to add more blog posts to this to our Django admin. So we're gonna do that now. Blog post, back end, and the full stack, right? So just click add blog post. So we're gonna browse in an image for this. So let me say B1. Okay, here's the image. So open. So I'm gonna put in the title. I'm gonna say back end development. Back end development. That's nice. We're going to type this back end web development. Okay, so I'm also going to copy this. I have the body section in my notepad, so I'm going to copy this. So just Ctrl C and come over to the admin and paste it there. Okay, nice. Okay, after I've done that now, so also pick up a writer. I'm going to create a writer for this. Okay, I could just say, let's say John. Let's just create John. Say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, John. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 John. That's the password to save. Okay, that's nice. After that, we can save and add one more. Let's add another. Okay, let's browse. So you can see we've added back end web development. So let's add full stack. So let's pick up an image. I have an image here. Okay, so just open. Let's say full stack web development. Full stack web development. Okay, now we can pick up the body from the notepad. So just Ctrl C, come over here and paste it. So that's nice. So I can easily pick up. Let me just pick up. Okay, let's say Clint. Okay, just save. Nice. Now we have 3 blog posts we want to render on our template. You understand? So let's get down to our views.py now. Get down to the views.py. So here's our views. Here's our views.py. So we need to import the post. We need to import that posts class from our models. It's going to say from .models import posts. So we're going to come now. We're going to come inside this index function. We're going to create a variable called post. It could be called anything you want to like post. Say post. You're going to say post should be equal to post.objects.all. Understand? Post.objects.all. So we're going to pass this post in our dictionary. This post is our context. We want to pass to the HTML. You understand? This is the context. We want to pass this to our HTML. We're going to call it, so we're going to put it inside a string. We're going to say post. So posts. So you can call this anything. You can call it anything you like. So this post is referring to this post variable we declared here. So you're going to just put it there and put posts. Simple. You can see I said you can call this post whatever you like, whatever you want. So let's get on to our HTML. Let's just do some simple. Let's come down here and just say URL. So you can say L. You can say for. You could just put in. You could just use the templates. You could just use Django template tags. You could just say you want to loop through the post. Through the post, I'm gonna say for posts in posts. And this post here refers to, for my views.py, refers to this particular post here. You can say, I say I can call this anytime. May I call this something like this? I will also say Ctrl C, come over here. I could also say for post in this, right? So come down here to my and change this back. So this post could be called anything, but it's going to refer to what we created here. You understand? So come down to our HTML, say for post in posts. So we're going to end the for. We're going to end it. So before we do that, for post and posts, we're going to create some li elements. Li. So once you return the post.title, post.title. So we're going to end this now. We're going to say end for. So save. So let's go down to our browser. So we're going to go back to blog. Oh, the browser is down. So let's run server again. So Python manage.py run server. So while server loads. Oh, you can see there's an error. It says cannot import name post from blog app.models. It's my mistake. I've changed the name from post to blog post. So sorry, let's go there and change it. It should be called blog post and not posts. Blog posts to save your work. So let's run server again. Python manage.py run server. So let's hope it works. So refresh the page. Oh, it's not. There's also another error. Where was this defined? Okay, it says name post is not defined and it's in line 6 of our index.html. So let's go over to our index.html. So it should be in the views.py. Views.py. Okay, line 6. So it should be called blog posts and not post blog posts. So save. Come back to the browser. Oh, the server is down again. So let's wait for the server is loading. It's reloading. So our server is done loading, so refresh the page. Let's hope it works this time. Perfect. Now, okay, say suppose of title that is wrong. So it should give us, so I made a mistake. I should put this inside, it should be inside so-called phrases. This is called a template. These are template tags. These are templates for your, this helps to like old values from Python. This double quoted phrase helps to hold Python values. You can see this post refers to the post of title. So let's refresh our page. Okay, let's save our work. Perfect. And see we have front end development, back end, and the full stack. So we need to create. So I'm going to use a beautiful template for this blog app where we're able to put in our image, the title, the body of our blog, and so many other things we have on the models. So we're going to do that next. These are our templates. Our index.html look more beautiful. You understand? So let's get down. So I have what will I say? I have a template. Okay, let's go down to where it's saved on my downloads. I have a template there. So let's I'm gonna get it right now. So I have a template. So let's see if it's this. So let's see. Okay, this is the template here. Okay, here's the templates. So I'm gonna use these templates for our index.html. So let's continue. Okay. So I'm gonna open this. I'm gonna say open with VS Code. So here's the template index.html. So it's coming up. Come up to VS Code. So okay. Here's the templates. Wow, the template is magnificent. So I'm going to copy the code here, Control C. So I'm going to paste it over here. So let's close this one. So Control A and Control V. So it's pasted here now. So I need to close this and do some brief explanation over here. Okay. Yeah. So it's here now. Okay. I need to also create. Okay, I need to also create a base template where our index.html will inherit from. For example, the header and the footer are going to be inherited from the base templates. I'm also going to create a detail view like blog detail.html that are going to show us, they're going to, for example, something like this. So let's see. You can see now. So these are index view. You see, it has this footer. And it has this header with this sidebar over here. So this is the index view, right? That contains the whole blog post. For example, if I click on read more, you can see I still have the same header, the same footer, and the sidebar. These are coming from the base templates where this particular page is inheriting from. That applies to the index view. You can see we are also inheriting this header, footer, and the sidebar from the base template. So I'm going to create this base template. So let's create this base template. So now, so let's close this. This base template is going to be, it's not going to be inside the app. It's going to be inside, it's going to be inside the blog project. It's going to be inside our Django project. You understand? No, it's not going to be inside the Django project. It's going to be inside the blog inside the blog folder, inside the blog directory. So let's create this. Let's create it. Gonna call it templates. Gonna say templates. So enter. That's it. Now you see it's not inside. It's not. For example, we have a template inside of the blog app, which is this. Which is this. So we have another template outside. It's gonna be our base template, our parent template, where we are gonna inherit from. So I'm gonna create a file inside this base template. I'm gonna call it base.html. And for example, now our Django doesn't know about this template. Django doesn't know about this template, this particular template. Django does not know about it because it's not inside any application. It's not inside any app. For example, we have one inside the blog app. Django knows about that one. But this template that's outside of that is not inside an app. Django does not know about it. So we need to go and make sure Django is aware of this template. So I need to close some of my. So let's go down to our settings of Spy. Go down to settings. So come down here. You see where it was. Okay, you see where we see templates and can see directories, right? So we're also going to come down here and you can see it said build part inside the project like this. I want to build a part. So I'm gonna copy this, Ctrl C. So I'm gonna go down inside this inside this template variable. You're gonna come into the inside the directory. So I'm gonna paste that there. I can see from here, you can see if you look well, you can see the folder is called templates. So I'm going to change the sub there to templates to save your work. So Django is aware of these templates. Oh, I didn't name it well. It should be templates, so rename. So I'm going to rename it. It should be templates. Templates. Okay. That's done. Okay, that's done now. I've renamed it. So after that, now go down to our index.html. As I said, this from I'm going to copy down to the navigation. They're going to be inside the base template. So from here, so where do I start from? I'm going to copy the header from this. You can see navigation. I need to copy from this navigation. I want to copy the header into the base template. This page content going to be for our index.html. So from here upward, we'll go into the base templates. I'm going to say copy. Copy, so paste here. So I also to go and copy the footer, the sidebar, and the footer. You understand? So let's go down to the footer. Okay, the sidebar. So I'm going to copy from the sidebar down to the end. So Ctrl C, you come over, paste them here. So paste. So yeah, these are base templates. So we're going to inherit the header and the footer from the base template. So now, so we can clear this, and also for these aspects, I should have. So I'm going to also delete this aspect from our index.html. So as you can see now, we have this is a particular blog posts. So I'm gonna delete the other blog posts. I'm gonna delete them. Why? Because my loop, I'm gonna use a follow. My follow is gonna help me create the amount of posts we have in our database. The follow I'm gonna help me create the amount of posts we have in the database. You understand? So I'm gonna clear all the other blog posts. I don't need them. So remove this blog posts. I'm also gonna remove this. Yeah. So after that, now I'm gonna loop through this. I'm gonna say loop through it. I'm gonna say for posts in posts, and this post we have here from our views.py. I said post should be equal to blog post.objects.all. You understand? So that's where the post is. So come down to our HTML, and this post refers to the individual blog posts we have in our database. The POST post refers to the individual blog posts we have in our database. Why this POST refers to all the posts we have in the database. So I'm going to loop through all the posts. So this post refers to individual posts. So I'm going to come down here and say, I'm gonna say post.image .url. I need to also do a configuration for our image, so our image can show. I need to also do some configuration in my in the settings.py. I'm going to do that after this. So for the for this, I'm going to put this in double curly braces. This is called template variables. I'm going to say post.body. What was it called? Okay, post.body, post.body. So after I've done that, I'm going to also change this to post.title using the double curly braces. Post.title. Okay. So after I've done that, so what's this called? This should be, let's see. So I'm going to comment this out for now. So let's see from our browser what it is. What was that? So let's go back there. Let's see. Since pose the body, pose the title. So Ctrl Z. There's a mistake somewhere. This is class of body. Oh, thank God I saw this. I shouldn't have changed this. It should be this. Okay. Post.title. So here's the body. So here's the body. So I'm gonna clear this and put post dot body. So after I've done that, I'm gonna end for. I'm gonna end the for loop. I'm gonna say end for. So save. So let's see how it's gonna look like now. So F5. Refresh the page. You see, we have the. You can see now. We have the blog post, but it's not looking beautiful, right? It's not looking beautiful. So I'm going to work on that right now. So you see, we don't. Our image is not showing. I said I need to do some configuration and add up our CSS to make this look beautiful. You understand? So let's go down. Yeah. So I'm going to go down to my VS Code. Go down to my settings.py. Settings.py. Yeah, it's okay. It's over here. So I need to also like come down to the bottom. I'm gonna say media URL. I'm gonna say media. So I'm gonna say media URL. Media URL should be equal to media. So save. So I'm gonna say media roots. Media roots should be equal to. I'm gonna call this. I'm also gonna say base there. Base there. I'm gonna say base there slash media. So that's it for now. Okay, that's it now. So you need to also you need to also create a folder called, you need to also create a folder called media. So I'm gonna also create a folder. I'm gonna say media, just like our templates, media. So I made sure Django knows about this by doing this exact thing as I did for my templates up there. I'm gonna also pull in this image contains our images, right? That I uploaded in our database. So I'm gonna put this img folder into the media folder. So click on move. So that's nice now. Okay, after we've done that, also need to go down to our project. Also need to go down to the project URLs.py file. So also need to come down here. Okay, and let's copy this. Control C. So we're gonna paste this here. So you need to do all these things whenever we are trying to upload image with Django. You understand? Say if settings of debug, you know, say URL pattern should be plus equal to static open bracket settings of media URL, comma document under root equal to settings.media root. You understand? So I'm going to import static and settings. I'm going to say from Django dot conf import settings. I'm going to say from Django dot conf dot urls dot static import static to save. I'm going to move down to our index.html. So I said, where's the post? You can see post.image. So it normally should be post.e, like others are saying post.the attributes name, right? I'm going to add .url to it so it could work, so it can work. So Control X. I'm going to go down to our browser. So let's see, refresh the page. Okay, it's down. Okay, so we're gonna. Okay, after that now, Control C. So I'm gonna say Python manage by make migrations. Okay, so it says the media URL settings end with a slash. So go on to our settings.py. There's an error somewhere. Okay, it should be end with a slash. Okay, that's correct. So Python manage by make migrations. Sorry, wrong server rather. Manage the spy one server. So it's coming up. Okay, that's nice. So come down to our HTML, refresh the page. Oh, it's still not showing us the image. So what could be the problem? So come down to our index.html. Show save your work. Settings.py. You also need to save or work there. So where could the problem URLs? So also need to save. So after that, so refresh again. Oh, so it's coming up. The browser is reloading. So it's done loading. So let's refresh the page. Oh, our image is still not showing. So what could be the problem? The image is not showing. There's an error somewhere. So let's go down to our VS Code and see what the error might be. Oh, let's see. Oh, okay, there's the error. This particular code should not be in the blog app.url. It should be in the project URL, which is the blog, which is this. So I'm going to copy this. I'm going to cut this, Control X, and paste inside of this. Paste, and also come over here and copy this, and I imported the static and the setting. Control X, save, and you paste it up here. So just save your work, and I should be in the project urls.py, not in the app. So go down to the browser and refresh. Hope it works. Still not working. So save your work. It should work. And also save your work to F5. Okay, perfect. You can see now the images are showing. But if you look closely, we don't have the header, we don't have the sidebar, we don't even have the footer. That's because we've not yet inherited from the base.html. So come down to the base.html. I'm going to do something here. I'm going to say blog. I'm going to say blog content. I'm going to say h1. I'm going to say, I'm going to call this index, blog index page. So we're going to end blog. End blog. So that's it now. So after I've done this now, we need to extend. We need to like, so come down to index.html. We're going to extend that. We're going to extend the blog. We're going to extend, going to say extend base.html. After I've done that, I'm also going to make sure that we're also going to make sure that the content of this page is also inside the block. Is also inside this kind of. It's also inside the block content. You understand? So what this does is that what this does is that whenever we extend the base of HTML, the index of HTML, the contents here are going to replace what we have here. You understand? So we're going to make sure that we also put this div class container downwards. I'm going to make sure that it's inside the block content. So let's do that for it. Also, I'm going to say blog block. This is a block, right? Block content. So we're going to go down to the bottom of this page and end block. You understand? Let's say end block. So save your work. So let's see how it looks like. So refresh the page. Okay, now we have the header. Let's see. We also have the footer, but there's no CSS. This is just basic HTML. So we need to add our CSS files to this. So let's go do this right now. So come down to, okay, let's go do this. So we are going to add, as I said earlier, we're going to create a folder called static. Understand? We'll create a folder called static. So let's call this folder. I'm going to say static. Okay, you can see this folder is not inside the blog app. We're going to make sure Django knows about the folder. So we're going to go down to settings.py and make sure come down here. You can see there's already a static URL predefined by Django. So I'm going to say static files. We're going to call this variable. We're going to call this variable static files. We're going to call directories. There's equal to going to be a list. We're going to also do the same thing here. Ctrl C. We're going to Ctrl paste there and change this to static, right? Okay, this is static. Yeah, we're going to change this to static, which we've done. So after that, okay, I'm going to go down here. So this is the index of HTML, and these are the static. This is the CSS. This is the JavaScript. I'm sure jQuery is there. Okay, we're going to come down here and copy these two codes. Copy them. Ctrl C. Copy them. We're going to go down to the desktop in the D. Open a blog container. Open the blog. Here's our static. Open it. I'm going to paste them inside the static folder. And the static folder helps to hold our CSS and JavaScript. You understand? Static folder helps to hold our CSS and JavaScript. So I just pasted in CSS and JavaScript inside the static folder. You understand? So after we've done that, now so come down to our Visual Studio Code, open static. You can see we have those folders in there. So we're going to come down to base, and you can see where we have our CSS link is inside the base.html. You can see we have one. You can see link href. You can see we have vendor bootstrap. Okay, now I'm going to come down here to the top. I'm going to say, come down here and say load static. Load static. I'm going to say load static. So save your work. So now we are going to change this. We are going to like add a little change to this. For example, this will no longer be called. So we're going to put this inside the curly braces. We're going to put a percent sign, and also do the same thing over here. Percent sign. We're going to also put this inside single quote and put static in front. You can say copy inside the static folder. You understand? So I'm going to do the same thing for all these CSS links and JavaScript links. So I'm going to do the same thing. So this should be percent sign, not and. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this same configuration for the CSS and JavaScript links I have on my base.html. So I'm going to pause this video and do this now. I've finished doing the configuration. Maybe I'll be able to change the all the links on the base.html. I'll be able to like put in the static, put in the syntax, add them to the normal links they have. So let's save this and go down to our page, refresh this page. So let's see how it's gonna look like. Perfect. You can see it's beautiful now. It's looking like a normal, it's looking fine, looking so beautiful. You understand? So it's looking nice, super good. You understand? So okay, we need to also change these dates, these dates and the person that wrote this particular blog post. So let's go down to our index.html. I didn't see that, I just saw that now. So index.html. So we're gonna come down, so we're gonna look for where they are. Okay, you can see it's posted on, we're gonna change this to, I'm gonna say post.created on post.created created on, and it's gonna be by post.writer. Okay, post.writer. Save. So let's see if it changes. So refresh. F5. Okay, nice. Okay, it's looking good now. So I need to also change this text. Go down to the base. Where is it located? It should be in the base.html. Okay, where will you find it? Gonna look for it. So I'm going to change this to Django blog. I'm going to call it Django blog. So, okay, save your work. So let's see. So refresh. Okay, you can see Django blog. So I'm going to remove this page heading, secondary text. So that should be in our index.html. You can see this over here. I'm going to call this. I'm going to say Django projects for beginners. Django project for beginners. So save. So refresh. Perfect now. So now we are done with the index view. If you look clearly, you see we are through the index view. We are going to inherit the footer, the sidebar, and the header. You can see we all have them here. So what we need to work next on the detail view. Whenever I click on read more, I'm gonna go. It's gonna take me to the page. It's gonna take me to the front end web development page where I could read more. Okay, this should be actually, you can see I have all the blog post. I have all the blog post opened here. That's wrong. It shouldn't be so. I want to display the first 100 characters. So I'm going to come down to my index.html and look for where I set post.blog. Post.body rather. So I want to reduce this to 100 characters, understand? So I'm going to use its templates filters. I'm going to say post.body, this demarcator. I'm going to say slice. I'm going to say equal to 100. So save. So refresh the page. Oh, there's an error. Okay, the slice. The slice should be inside a single quotes. So refresh the page again. Post of the body. What is the problem coming from? So this should not be inside. So Ctrl Z. So save again. So let's see. Refresh. What is this? Slice requires two arguments. One provided. It's simple. Just say slice colon single quotes colon the number of items, number of text you want. So let's make this to be 200. So save your work and come out the browser and refresh. You can see we have just 200 words for each blog post on the index view. So whenever I want to go to the detail view of a particular blog post, you're going to show me all the posts, or you're going to show me all the blog content, the blog body, everything. not restricting any character. You understand? So we just put this. Now we just finished with the blog index view. So I'm going to go to the detail view in the next tutorial. So do want to stay and watch this video along with us. Subscribe to our channel if I'm getting started right now. We have here the one we have here. You can see I can go further and read on full stack for development by clicking on the read more. So here's a detailed view for the full stack development where I can read more on it, and I can also drop a comment on the blog post. Instead, so we need to go in and create this detailed view for our blogs. Now let's do that right now. So I'm going to call this function. I'm going to say dev detail. I'm going to say dev. I'm going to say blog detail. Let's say blog detail view. Blog detail view, right? Yeah. Okay. After that, I'm going to say request. So I'm also going to give this an additional argument called slug. To be, it could give us anything. But I'm going to call my arguments. I'm going to call this slug. Okay. I'm going to say now. I'm going to say. So I'm going to pick. I'm going to say posts should be equal to. I'm going to say blog posts dot object dot get slug. You can see each post from our model have a slug. From here, there's the models of spy, which I'm talking about. So if you look clearly, you can see my blog post has a slug attributes, right? So I'm going to be getting each particular post through the slug. So I'm going to say post should be equal to blog post dot objects dot get slug, which is a slug from my models. So does get slug equal to slug? This could be called anything. I say we called anything. This particular argument I kept here is called anything. Don't let it confuse you. So as I say, so I'm going to also now do another return render request. I'm going to say blog. I'm going to call this HTML. I'm going to say blog detail .html. So I'm going to create my dictionary. Next, I'm going to say posts. I'm going to say post should be equal to posts. That's it. Now, so I'm going to create a URL mapping for this particular view function. So I'm going to come down to my what is it called? To my app URL. Which is this blog app. I'm going to go for the URL with Wi-Fi. So here is it. So inside the URL path, I'm going to create another path. I'm going to say paths. I'm going to say slug. This part is going to be slug. It's going to be views dot log views. What is the name of the function again? Log detail view. I'm going to copy it. Control C. Go down to my URLs. Paste that there. Views.log detail view, the function from the views. I'm gonna say name, maybe the name equal to, I'm gonna say blog detail to save. Yes, now this slug, so I could put this to string. Let me just say str. This helps to convert our slug to a string. You understand? This str helps to convert our slug to a string. And if we look clearly, if you open our project urls.py, you see it's coming up. So before we can point out to the blog app.urls, which is this one I just closed, before we can point out to this particular URL patterns we have here, we have to first of all meet this requirement. Whenever we visit whenever we visit this host, this local host, we are going to make sure we get down to this blog slash for us to point to this particular URL. It's going to say blog slash. You can see this is empty. That's why you see from here. That's why you see there is nothing after the blog, because our blog app.urls is empty, the path is empty. You understand? But for this now, for this particular one, after this, you're gonna do slash the slug of the particular post, blog post. So I'm gonna be slash the slug of the particular blog post. I mean, gonna be blog slash front end web development. Gonna be blog slash back end web development. That's gonna be for our detail view. You understand? I just hope you getting what I'm saying. Hope you understood me. Okay, now we need to create the blog detail.html, this file. We need to create it. So we're gonna go into the blog app. So blog app, open the templates, create a new file called blog detail.html, blog detail.html. So enter. So I've done that. So I also have a template for my blog detail.html. I also have a template for it. So I'm gonna come down over here, get down to my downloads. Also have a template here. So this is the template. So I'm gonna open this. Let me show you the template looks like. So the template is loading. Okay, here's how the template is gonna look like. The blog detail template. This is how it's gonna look like. You understand? Okay, so let's continue. So now, as I said earlier, I can close off this. So I'm gonna go back here and open this. I'm gonna open this with VS Code so I can get the code out of it. And say open with Visual Studio Code. So I need to close some of this. Okay, it's already opened. So it's open already. So all that I'm just gonna copy is Ctrl A, Ctrl C. So I can close it now. I'm gonna paste that into my blog detail.html. So it's pasted already. So I'm gonna remove the header and footer together with the sidebar, you understand? Because I'm gonna be indexing for my base.html, so I don't need the header, the footer, and the sidebar. I don't need them. So I'm gonna clear them up. So remove them, don't need them anymore. So Ctrl N. So I'm gonna remove the footer up to the, I don't need the sidebar, I don't need them. So I think we need to remove them. So they are up and gone. And I only need one comment. I only need one comment. Here's my comment form. Okay. So I only need one comment. So I'm gonna remove this comment. I'm gonna clear it up. So I'm gonna do. So now I removed all the items I don't need in the blog detail.html. I only have the content. So we are going to extend base.html. So I'm going to extend. I'm going to say extend base.html. Extend base.html. Save your work. So that's it for the blog detail.html. So I'm going to come down to my index.html. You know, for my index.html, that's where I'm going to click to get. I'm going to click on this read more button to get to the blog, to the detail page of this front end web development. So I'm going to get down to the index.html. I'm putting the link. I'm going to put in the link I need to put in there. So I'm going to come down here to the, okay, like this says read more. Yeah. Okay. It says read more. I'm gonna remove this. So here's it here. I'm gonna put in curly braces like this. So I'm gonna use the URLs template tag. For example, I'm gonna use the URLs template tag. You can see from the URLs here, they always have this name argument, this name, and they have the index inside there. This one has the block details for the detail page. Then this is called we call dynamic URL mapping, whereby you don't need to encode our URLs by ourselves. You need to just declare, just give this a name argument here and put in the value. So you can come down to your HTML, pick up that value. So for the detail page, it's called blog. It's called blog detail, right? Blog detail. So I'm going to also say post dot slug. I'm going to say post dot slug, post dot slug. So that's it. So post dot slug. So I come down to my browser, refresh the page. It says we've asked for blog detail with arguments not found. Okay, there's a mistake somewhere. Okay, the error has been corrected. So let's see how it looks like. Refresh the page. Oh, you can see this is our little page. You see, it showed me the block index page. This is from the base.html. That's block index page from the base.html from here. Okay, it's from. Okay, yeah, it is. It's from here. The this blog content. I need to put in my detail page content inside the blog content. Okay, so I'm going to do that same. You say block content. So I'm going to end block at the bottom. So end block. So save and come down. So refresh your page again. You can see now it's looking beautiful, isn't it? It's looking beautiful, right? So we need to go and put in the content. We need to put in the content from the database. We need to put in the right content. Now it's not carrying the content from our database. So you need to go down and put in the right content. So come over here. Can here just put we're gonna change this to posts the title, post the title from our views.py. If you see here, you can see posts. So the post dot title, post dot title. Okay, we're gonna say post dot writer, the writer, person that wrote the blog, post dot writer. So after that, we're gonna say posted and we're gonna say posts. Let's say post dot created on, post dot created on, save. So I'm gonna also change this image to post.image.url. So post.image.url. So save. So what there's remain the body of the blog. So what I'm gonna do is that we're gonna remove this and use just the first P element. I'm gonna say post.body comes in here. Post.body to save your work and go down. So let's see. Okay, let's remove this part of the blog. We don't need it there. So let's see. I like so something. Okay. So let's come down here, remove this part of the blog. So clear them up. Okay. So I'm going to remove this. Okay, now let's remove this class. I don't like this class. I don't like the way it makes the blog looks like. So refresh the page. You can see this thing is looking better now. I think it's looking good. So here's the post. Here's the detail page for for front end development. So I want to go back to the home page. Okay, it's not working. So I'm going to come down to my index.html and also put in that dynamic URL. So look for the home. So that should be in our base.html. So the home link. This particular link should be in the base.html. So go down to the base.html. Okay, here it is. gonna say, okay, gonna do square brackets URL. That's gonna do, what do I call it again? The URLs index. So I'm gonna change it to index here. So save. Come down, refresh. Oh, there's an error somewhere. Okay, Ctrl Z. It should be in the href. Sorry for my mistake. It should be here. So I'm gonna say URL. I'm gonna say after that I'm gonna do index from the name. So refresh. Boom, takes us about to the index page. So I think now we're actually creating the blog index view and the detail view, right? So now we're going to work on the blog comment section. So that's going to be the part 2 of this blog tutorial. So do what to watch along with us. Stay subscribed to my channel. If you've not subscribed yet, subscribe to Code Cleansing for more videos on Django and on JavaScript. So the part 2 is going to be on the blog comment section. We're able to add comments to our blog post. So see you in the next video. Have a wonderful day. Stay blessed and bye bye.